أحمدك ربي وأصلي وأسلم على سيد الخلق وحبيب الحق محمد رسول الله صلوات الله وسلامه عليه وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين وبعد فالسلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. فقد قال الله عز وجل في كتابه العزيز لا تحزن إن الله معنا. Sayyidina AbuBakr radiallahu ta'ala an was also known as Siddique Akbar. So Sayyidina AbuBakr's sacrifices were also such that whoever hears about them is left surprised. Why? He was such a person that he would give everything in his possession to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. In the 9th year of the Hijrah, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam was informed that the Romans were mustering forces to assail the Muslims. On receiving this news, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam instructed the perpetrators, the preparations for his army, and he gathered 30,000 army, the Muslim army, against these perpetrators. But the conditions due to the lack of equipment was such that 18 people had to share one conveyance, and there was a shortage of food and water, and they survived by chewing the leaves of trees. So when Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam appealed for contributions and help, Sayyidina Umar radiallahu an, though this is an excellent opportunity, Siddique Akbar perpetually supersedes me in doing noble work, and I will sacrifice half of my household, Sayyidina Umar says, and I will sacrifice half of my household's possessions to Nabi Karim sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And then Sayyidina Umar was approached by Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and he was asked, Ya Umar, what about your possessions? What have you left at home? Sayyidina Umar said, Ya Rasulullah, I'm giving you half and I've left half at home. So when Siddiq al-Akbar, Sayyidina AbuBakr radiallahu an, all his possessions and wealth arrived at Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, said, Ya AbuBakr, what have you left behind at home? And he answered, Ya Allah and His Rasul, Allah and His Rasul, I am sacrificing everything in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So why do you agitate about life, goods and children when you have made him your lover? Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam made him your beloved. Then you have acquired both the worlds. If you have made Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam happy, then you have acquired both the worlds. So what can both the worlds do? They only aspire for you. Sayyidina Umar used to remark, even on this opportunity I could not match AbuBakr again. He beat me. That's Umar saying he's beating me hands down. Even during the Hajj, during the year, Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he made Sayyidina Umar, Sayyidina AbuBakr head of that delegation to go for Hajj. And as the Amir of the Hajj group to Makkah, Sayyidina Sa'd bin Waqqas radiallahu an, Sayyidina Ali and Sayyidina Abu Hurairah radiallahu an also accompanied them. And 300 Hajis at the time departed for Hajj under the Amirship of Sayyidina AbuBakr Siddique radiallahu ta'ala an. The type of person he was a very firm person, not like Sayyidina Umar. Sayyidina Umar was bietjie die mekaar as hy kwaad raak, maar anyway. he was very firm in his intention, and whenever he intended to do anything, he did not shift his attention. No matter how many difficulties there might have been after Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there was a general uprising among the Arabs. Some said, if Muhammad would have been Allah's Rasul, and Rasul, why did death come to him? They were talking like this. And some unintelligent people started following, and some said, we shall perform namaz, observe fast, but we won't give zakat. And some joined them, and some thought this is a good opportunity. Why don't we become Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Why don't we become prophets ourselves? And people will join and honor us, and they will listen to us. And some joined them. This was all the things happening in Makkah at the time. So very good people began having misunderstandings and said, if anyone believe Allah to be one and performs namaz, performs salah, and observes the fast, but hesitates to give zakah, he must be left alone. Let them do as they please. Sayyidina AbuBakr was firm as a mountain, and if anyone said such a thing, he would get angry and said, is the Islamic law which Allah has made a plaything? It's something to mock, that the person turns to any side he likes? Never, he said. So not even the slightest change turns to any side he likes. Never, not even the slightest. So Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam has imparted, well, what he has imparted to us, that is what we are going to carry out, inshallah ta'ala. I have missed a lot of things that I have put on my phone. But anyway, but one of the beautiful things about Sayyidina AbuBakr radiallahu anh, he made a very beautiful speech. And after praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he said, goods and wealth are not a reality. In this world, they will be coming to an end. True wealth and real honor lies in working for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is from him. And take a lesson from the dying people and think, where are the cruel rulers who showed cruelty? Where are those brave ones whose incidents of bravery are reported all the time? Today, they are all a heap of dust. Their evils and their cruelty have been recorded in history. Where are those kings who built all these lavish, huge castles in the cities, and today no one even mentions their names, as if they did not even live? This is Sayyidina AbuBakr talking. Allah has punished them for their evil deeds. Where are those who built strong forts, solid walls, and prepared museums? The forts are lying broken, the walls have been broken down, the museums, the madhaf have been destroyed. Where are those beautiful people who had pride over their youth and beauty? Today they are skeletons of bones. Remember, all people will have to answer before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for all their evil deeds. And listen, he says, Allah has no partner. He is merciful to the creation. He enriches everybody with sunlight and moonlight and with the endless benefits of rain, subhanallah. His earth is for everyone. The moon, the stars, and the sun are for everybody. He is the provider of all, and everything is his creation. Sayyidina AbuBakr was speaking these beautiful words. And then he never used to just decide something on his own. This was the beauty of Sayyidina AbuBakr. Amongst the Khilafat, amongst his companions, he would always seek advice from them. He would seek advice from Sayyidina Umar. He would seek advice from Sayyidina Uthman and Sayyidina Ali and so forth. Never did he decide something on his own and then just dish it out to the people. No, that was not the adab. That was never the adab of Sayyidina AbuBakr radiallahu an. If you are in a congregation or you have an organization and you want to do something, then make some, what is the right word to use? Mashura. Make mashura, because through mashura there's barakah. Even Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to make mashura. So therefore it is important that we make mashura to one another. Even to the extent there was when Sayyidina Usama radiallahu anhu's army went out for battle, Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu was getting ready to join. So Sayyidina AbuBakr said to Sayyidina Umar, stay. I don't want you to go. I need advice from you and so forth. This was the beauty of these people. So when Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam passed away, there was chaos. There was chaos in Medina like you would never believe. And especially amongst the leaders, especially Sayyidina Umar. Because Sayyidina AbuBakr radiallahu anh was not present when Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam passed away, when he closed his eyes. And then Sayyidina Umar did not want to believe this, and he actually drew his sword out of the pouch, and he said, if you are saying that Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is dead, I will cut your hands off. That anger he had, but it wasn't that type of anger, it was the love that he was thinking he's going to lose, and he reacted in a very different way and so forth. And until Sayyidina AbuBakr heard of all these things, and he went to the house of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he went and he pulled the sheet, and he saw that his face was like the Badr in his lifetime, and his face was like the Badr in his times of death. And he came out and he addressed the people, and he said, Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam qadamat. The Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is dead. Illallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, huwa hayyun, la yamut wa la yanam. He is forever alive, never sleeps and never dies. And like all the Anbiya, he addressed the people, like all the Anbiya who have passed on, so Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, have passed on. But after his demise, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, after Abu Bakr's demise, Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anh, so on the death of Sayyidina Abu Bakr, Sayyidina Ali expressed a few words. He said, Ya Abu Bakr radiallahu anh, may Allah shower you with His mercy. You were the first among those who truly loved Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. You were sincere in your iman, and you were firm in belief and feared Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala greatly. He's addressing a dead man. But you know, the awliya Allah is not dead. And then Sayyidina Ali says, Ya Abu Bakr, O Abu Bakr, you safeguarded Allah's Rasul. And among all the Sahaba, you were most blessed and fit and the fittest for the love of Allah's Rasul. And your virtues were finest, and your good deeds were greater than everybody else's. SubhanAllah. So in the eyes of Allah's Rasul, Sayyidina Ali say, you were most honorable and noble. Sayyidina Ali, karramallahu wajh. And when people accused Allah's Rasul of telling lies, you were always there to rectify it and cover. Not cover for falsehood, cover. You are the Rasul of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's friend of the cave. That's where the part of the ayat comes, La tahzan inna Allah ma'ana, because it was in the cave, Shaykh Hanif, the cave of Hira, friend of the cave, and his companion during the hijrah. And when the Sahaba's courage broke down, you strengthened it. And when they became lethargic and tired, you made them active. Ya Allah. And they are trying to describe him and his akhlaq. And there's over 200 points just on his akhlaq. Number one, he says that he who saw and understood a blessed dream on a journey, and after returning visited Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and became honored with the wealth of Islam. They were friends, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sayyidina AbuBakr gave his daughter to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam in marriage after the demise of Sayyidah Khadijah radiyallahu anha. And they were neighbors. They were neighbors. And Aisha radiallahu anha says that Nabi himself sallallahu alayhi wasallam used to go and visit his friend Sayyidina AbuBakr radiallahu anhu. That's the love that was already there. It is he who disassociated himself from those who display pomp and riches and preferred the friendship and love of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Simple, beautiful, pure, clean friendship. And when entering Islam, he entered with extremely wealthy, and when passed away, he was penniless. He was the owner of the most beautiful camels, virgin camels. Maybe sometimes his name also comes from the AbuBakr. Bakr comes from Bikr, which means virgin, like virgin olive oil. Yeah. And he whose Islamic influence caused the major spread of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam's prophecy. They came to him and said, your friend is telling us a story. And this was in the time of Isra wal Mi'raj, that overnight he went to Jerusalem and that he went to the seven heavens. He's spinning us the story. They are all telling Sayyidina AbuBakr. Sayyidina AbuBakr is telling them, did he say so? Did he tell you that? They said yes. And he said, well, if he said so, then it is so. That's all. That's all. So they also describe Sayyidina AbuBakr radiallahu anh like a moth who circulates the candlelight. And he circulated the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and felt very proud about it. And it was he whose eyes found tranquility by seeing Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He would see Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam every day, without fail. He would see Nabi sallam, look at him, and he would be in the hal. He would be in another world just by what comes out and what he's experiencing eyeball to eyeball with the nurani eyesight of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. SubhanAllah. It was him whose purpose of life was the happiness of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And if we take also the Ahlul Bayt, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, leave you two weighty things. As you all know, Kitabullah wa itrati ahli bayti. And the itra, the family and the household of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And then there are the added Ahlul Bayt, like Sayyidina AbuBakr, Omar, they all from the Ahlul Bayt in an extended extended family, inshallah ta'ala. And also the Ashra Mubashara, they are of those 10 Sahabas who will enter Jannah with the Ahlul Bayt. So it was he whose every action was in accordance to the lifestyle of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And when not in the company of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he used to feel very uneasy. Very uneasy he used to feel. I mean, can we just imagine being in the presence of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, that you don't want to be in anybody's company. You wouldn't want to be in anybody's company. And here's this great saintly AbuBakr telling us that he felt uneasy if he was not in the company of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And after seeking permission from Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he presented himself as a target against the oppression of the kuffar to deliver the first sermon of Islam. And after gaining consciousness, forgetting all pain and sorrow, his first wish was to see Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And he who sacrificed his wealth and granted Sayyidina Bilal his freedom from his oppressor and joined him with his proper beloved. Now, after Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed on, Sayyidina Bilal himself was very sad. Sayyidina Bilal, he left. He couldn't take it that he is not going to be in the presence of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he used to cry when he's making the adhan. He was the Bilal, and he left. And then after he became used to it that Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam passed on, he came back. Bilal, but Bilal, he is, you know, as a slave that has been freed. His love for Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was such that I got no words to describe this man, this beautiful man, this Abyssinian black man, who someone said to him or insulted him on the time and said, "Ya Ummi Sauda, son of a Ibn Sauda, son of a black woman, son of a black woman." The person who said that, probably up till today, wherever that person is regretting it, because why he was taken to task, because such a hurtful thing, because there is no, we have got no race or things or color and things like that. It's a hateful statement. After gaining consciousness, forgetting all pain and sorrow, his first wish was always to first see Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam during his life. And he who sacrificed his wealth and granted Sayyidina Bilal, as I mentioned, freedom from the oppressor and joined him with a proper beloved. And after this sacrifice, he gained the title of Ittiqa, the pious, and became known for his high status and generosity. And because of his generous sacrifices, he received the title of Abdul Fadl, father of the generosity, father of the generous, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And because of his sincere and truthful acceptance of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam's miracles, he received the title of Siddique Akbar, the most truthful, the highest form of truthfulness. And from every action of his, the fragrance of the sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam gushed out. Brothers, the time is going to take a bit of very long of all these praises just for him. I feel that we have to do the other part on another day. But anyway, then from every action of the fragrance of the sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to gush out by this beautiful man called Sayyidina AbuBakr. And because of being truthful and honest in his dealings, he received another title of Aminun Nas, the most trustworthy person amongst the people. SubhanAllah. And Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam took a pledge upon himself concerning the purity and sincerity of Sayyidina AbuBakr radiallahu anhu. His heart. He just look at this. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam took a pledge upon himself concerning the purity and sincerity of Hazrat AbuBakr radiallahu ta'ala, his heart. And he whose qualities Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam used as an example to others. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq, accept our dhikr. It's going to take like a month to do a bit of half of the life of AbuBakr radiallahu ta'ala an. And Shaykh, you've got any? Fadda? Yeah. Come, Shaykh. Announce the programs. Here, take your stuff, yes.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We say Jazakallah khairan to our Shaykh Mohamed Carloo for delivering the second of our Muharram talks for the next 10 days, inshallah. So tomorrow evening, we will be moving on to Sayyidina Umar al-Faruq, inshallah. That will be by Shaykh Zaid Fatah al-Azari. So again, this is the Muharram, the Madina Institute Muharram program, inshallah, running over the next 10 days. Obviously leading up to the 10th of Muharram, we'll be reflecting over the sacrifice of Imam Hussein radiallahu ta'ala anhu, and the sacrifice at Karbala. And alhamdulillah, this is a very honorable way to start the year, to remember those who have given their lives to protect Islam at its inception. We will hear and see that it was not easy over the years, just for us to get the kalim of La ilaha illallah. So I hope everyone will take that benefit and learn how to sacrifice for Islam from these giants. Like Shaykh just mentioned, even the Sayyidina AbuBakr, you would require a lifetime to even share some of the qualities that come from them, and they really prove to us who the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that indeed Muhammadun Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and it's through their testifications and their companionship that we also learn and really believe in our deen, and really affirm that certainly there's no one but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's not through what we do today, the theoretical debates that people have, but it's through real life stories that were shared over a period of 23 years with the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that we believe in this deen. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us that reminder, and to that we ask ourselves also, what are we willing to sacrifice for this deen? The deen needs us, and I think we can take a lot of strength from these narrations that we'll be hearing, and that we try and attend as much as we can, inshallah, and benefit and reflect over what are we willing to do for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We have benefited a lot from Islam over the years. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us the strength and the wisdom, and guide us to give back. These 2 months have been about sacrifice. We know we came from the sacrifice that never happened, of Nabi Ismail alayhi salam, and now we're heading to the one that actually happened, of Imam al-Hussein radiallahu anhu, where even children were killed. And I hope we take a lot of lesson of how expensive is La ilaha illallah, that when we make that dhikr, we understand how heavy and how weighty is this affair of ours. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide all of us, and to purify us, and to accept our efforts and our ibadah, and to illuminate our path, and grant us all the khair and barakah that we wish for. And wa akhiru da'wan alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. We'll ask Shaykh Mohamed Anif to make a closing dua for us.
الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا محمد
صلى الله عليه
وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم صل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله في الأولين
آمين.
وصل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله في الآخرين
آمين.
وصل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله في النبيين
آمين.
وصل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله في المرسلين
آمين.
وصل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله في كل وقت وحين وصل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله في الملأ الأعلى إلى يوم الدين.
آمين.
وصل وسلم على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله حتى ترث الأرض ومن عليها وأنت خير الوارثين. ربنا اغفر لنا ولإخواننا الذين سبقونا بالإيمان ولا تجعل في قلوبنا غلا للذين آمنوا ربنا إنك رؤوف رحيم. ربنا عليك توكلنا وإليك أنبنا وإليك المصير. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وادخلنا الجنة مع الأبرار
يا عزيز يا غفار يا رب العالمين.
ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت
السميع العليم. تب علينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم.
اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من جهل البلاء ودرك الشقاء وسوء القضاء وشماتة الأعداء. اللهم اغفر لأهل القبور والمؤمنين والمؤمنات والمسلمين والمسلمات ارفع عنهم الدرجات وكفر عنهم السيئات يا رب العالمين. إن الله
وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وأصحابه وبارك وسلم.
اللهم افتح لنا
آمين. آمين.
واجعل عواقب أمورنا بالخير بيدك الخير والعافية
إنك على كل شيء قدير. ألا إن أولياء الله لا خوف عليهم ولا هم يحزنون الذين آمنوا وكانوا يتقون هم فيها سبحانك اللهم وتحياتهم فيها سلام وآخر دعواهم أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.